Hey friends, it's Jennifer with the Passionate Papery Company. I hope you guys are doing well. Today I'm going to show you some more cards that I've done. I'm going to show you number 23, 24, 25, and 26 to start with. I'd already pre-gessoed these cards and painted them with acrylic paint. That just kind of takes the color away. So then I just pick a card. It's already got some color on it and I work from there. So this card is going to be cheesecloth and texture paste. And you can see in this video that I'm putting together some flowers that I had made in a previous video. So I will link that video in the top here in the card so that you can look back at that if you want to see how I made that. And I just took them and put them on some washi tape. And I'm taking some texture paste and a stencil. And I'm just going to smear it on here. Just through my stencil with the spatula. Then I'm going to take some Tim Holtz Distressed Oxide spray and I'm going to spray it. That spray color was Hickory Smoke Distress Spray Stain. And then I'm just going down my cheesecloth there over top of it and the number 23. And then I'm just going to sew around that card, and that's card 23. Moving on to card 24, the prompts for this are glitter and ribbon. And so I'm using some yellow glitter that I got from Michaels. I'm just going to glue down the corners, like the top and the down the side of the card. And I'm just going to put this yellow glitter on it. And here is a book page that I had ruffled through my sewing machine and inked. And I'm just gluing that down. And on top of that, I'm going to glue down some yellow ribbon there. And then I'm just going to trim that off. You can see that my scissors are not the greatest. And then on top of that, I'm just going to glue down some different color ribbon. I chose a pink and an orange. I liked the contrast of those colors. And here is my number 24. I'm just going to staple that onto the card. Just going to tack that down a little bit and let it dry and move on to the next card. Number 25, which is going to be a triangle and sheet music. And so here is a photocopy of some sheet music that I had, and I'm just going to take my tearing ruler and just rip off some of the sheet music to use on this card. I'm just going to ink that sheet of music. And then go around the number. And here is a piece of 6x6 scrapbook paper that I had, and I'm just going to take my tearing ruler and make some triangles out of this and glue those down on the card as well. You can see on this particular card that I painted two different colors on there. I just used what I had and just sort of swapped it on all of the cards, and I just think that that makes a huge difference as far as putting something down on the cards. This is the first time I've ever done the altered playing card challenge, and I didn't have cards, so I just sort of made my own out of watercolor paper. And it really helps me in terms of having something down on the card, I've realized, versus just having a blank card and trying to figure out what you're going to put on it. And the more I go along, the more I may not use color on the cards or do something different with that, but I really liked just painting random colors at random times on the cards and just using two or three different colors. So that's card 25. And I took it to my sewing machine and sewed around the edges. Here's card 26. And the prompts are a tab and napkin. And again, I had already painted over this card and done some texture on it a while back. So here's the napkin that I chose. I'm just going to tear a piece of it off there. And I'm going to take a piece of scrapbook paper and punch a tab there. And I'm just going to take the backing off the napkin and just kind of tear it and glue it down on this particular card. Then I'm going to take some words, some sticker words that I already have. I'm going to take a small one. It says "Be Brave," and I'm going to just put that on the tab there. I'm going to ink around this tab. And then I already had some other pre-made ephemera that I made. That sticker that's on there. And then I'm just using some that I got at the Hobby Lobby. And I'm just going through and trying to find some little pieces that I think will go good with there. And I'm just going to glue them down. And then I backed the number with another piece of um, card that I had already stamped on just to make the number pop a little bit more. And I'm just going to ink around these other little pieces. Those I got from the Hobby Lobby. And I'm just going to glue those down on the card. And so here are cards 23, 24, 25, and 26. I took them all to my sewing machine and sewed around them. You can see. And now we're going to work on cards 27, 28, 29, and 30. Here's 27. Here's 28. And I know this says 23, but it's 29. I just liked that number better, and I couldn't find a 29 at the time that I liked better. So, and here's number 30. So let's get into how I made these. So this one is fabric and stamps. And again, I had already pre-gessoed and just painted some leftover paint on the card. And I'm just taking some fabric and I'm ripping and tearing out distressing, I guess, the sides of the fabric there to kind of make the edges frayed. And I'm just going to glue that down. And I'm going to take a flower stamp, and I tried to do it with distressed oxide ink. I've seen people do this before, but I didn't have any luck with it. I guess because maybe it was a brown color instead of like a dark color. So then I got my VersaFine ink out in, I think it's Midnight, and I used it to stamp on there, and I love this ink, and it turned out pretty. So I'm just taking some more of that homemade ephemera. I'm going to make a video on that, and I'm just gluing that down. So I just moved the parchment paper so you could see it a little bit better. And I'm gluing down another little piece that I made, and then I'm just going to glue down the number, and of course I'll go around the edges with the sewing machine. And so here's card number 27. Card number 28 is spray and tissue paper. And I just took the extra ink that I had from the last card and just put it down on that card. So here's the tissue paper, and I'm just tearing it, and I'm going to glue it down on that card. So here I just took a stamp from some ephemera that I had gotten from Hobby Lobby. Again, I'm just going through here and trying to find something I like. You can see I put a brown piece of trim on the side, just glued that down. And then I'm just gluing down this other ephemera that I got with it. And of course, I'm going to sew around it and ink the edges. But that is that card. Card 29 is Ticket and Lace. So I'm just taking a piece of lace that I had. I'm just going to cut a strip off of it. And you can see there I've got the number 29, but then whenever I put it down on the card, I just didn't like the way it looked. And I liked that 23 ticket there, so I decided to use it instead. And I'm just gluing down some other bits of lace that I had, extra pieces, and I just like that 23 better. I didn't have a 29, so I just used the 23. And then I found another piece of ephemera from the Hobby Lobby pack that I just inked around and glued down there, stapled and glued it. And of course I sewed around the edges on this card as well. And then card number 30, this was already a card that I had previously splattered with paint and did things on, and it is a button and heart. So I'm just going to take a piece of scrapbook paper and I'm just going to hand draw 3 hearts and cut them out on this piece of scrapbook paper. So I'm going to ink around these hearts here with some distressed ink. And then I'm getting some buttons from, I think I'd gotten them from Temu. I'm just trying to go through there. And then I also had some paper buttons that I have made before, and I made a tutorial on that. So I'll try to link that in the top of the card so you can go back and look at that. But that's what I wound up using here was one of the paper buttons. And I'm trying to thread this button, but it won't work because the holes are too small. This is the button from Temu. And so then I just wound up using a paper button and being able to get that. This was a thicker ribbon, I guess I should say, instead of thread. And so I wound up just using the paper button instead. I'm just tying it on there. And of course, I'll sew around this card as well and ink it. And so here they are, cards 27, 28, 29, and 30. And I did wind up using that Temu button right there. Scoot it down on top. So I appreciate you guys watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it.